Welcome back to the channel for another tutorial on the Peugeot 307. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to adjust your handbrake cable. Handbrake adjustment, as you can see, this one's quite high up. It probably doesn't need to come that high, so we can adjust it tighter and bring it down a bit. Now, there's a couple of different types of handbrake adjustment. You can adjust it on the wheel itself, which is adjusting the actual physical handbrake where it hits the brake, it hits the disc. Or you can adjust the cable itself, which is just taking up slack and tension on the lever. So if you've got an MOT failure or an advisory for a handbrake adjustment, try and be advised, maybe ask the garage if they're just not happy with the slacking lever itself or the actual brake's not grabbing properly at the back, in which case you might need to adjust the brake itself. But even still, I'd recommend you try this method first because it's easy to do, it's quick and simple, and it could solve your problem straight away. Even if it is not catching properly on the back, you might just be able to tighten it a bit on the lever and get away with it. So anyway, let's crack on with this and I'll show you guys how. Oh, one downside of this, if you've got the CC convertible Peugeot 307, you've got to get in the back to do it. And for those of you who know, you know how tight it is in the back. So I'll join you back there anyway, let's go. All right guys, you join me in the back of the car now. It's a little bit cramped, but put the seats forward and that makes yourself a bit of space. So we're looking around this area and you'll have a little cubby hole here like so. So first thing what I do is just pull it out like that. And the whole unit comes out as one. See this line here? I do have my trusty flat screwdriver on this. You're just going to need a flat screwdriver. You could probably do it with your key or something if you didn't actually have a screwdriver. And gently prod it in. Try not to wreck the plastic and nick it. Just gently put it in. Just like that. It pops out very, very easily. Those two little rubber things aren't screws. They look like the screws to hold it in, but they're just like bits of rubber to support this as you shut it so it shuts nice. So anyway, you can literally now just waggle it sort of out. It's got little hinges down here each catch, but they do just literally slide out like so. Then you can put that out of the way. And now we're going to look straight into the hole here. And the first thing you'll see is sort of two cables going to a piece of metal, and in the middle of it is a nut and thread. Now on the next shot, I'll put the light on in a second so we can see it a bit clearer. So this is what you want to adjust. Now there's a bit of a sequence for this. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the car in gear and chock your wheels. You don't have to chock your wheels, but I'd strongly recommend it unless you're on a very flat ground, and it's definitely not going to move. I'm on a slanted driveway, so yeah, it will move. Because to do the adjustment, we need to take the handbrake off. So there's no point showing you how to do that. You know what to do. So get the car in gear, or if it's an auto in park, chock the wheels just to be safe, and then take the handbrake off and join me back here with a 12mm spanner or a 12mm very long socket. Normal sockets won't go past the thread. Or I'm going to try and use my adjustable. So I only need to give this a couple of turns just to show you guys how and maybe get my lever to stay down a bit more. So yeah, get your car safe so it's not going to roll away. Take the handbrake off and join me back here with a 12mm spanner, 12mm long socket, or a small adjustable wrench. Let's go. Right guys, it's pretty much impossible to film this and do it. So I've put my wrench in position, as you can see, just to sort of demonstrate what you're going to be doing. So your handbrake's off and loose. Now if you turn that clockwise and tighten that nut, it's going to make more tension on the handbrake. So it could help you, if your handbrake lever is really high when you put it up, you want to tighten it, and the handbrake lever should get lower before it grips. Now be careful when you're doing this not to over tighten it, because if you put too much tension on the handbrake, then it will start to lock up the back, so you'll be driving around binding the back brakes, or the handbrake. So just test it a bit in between, do slight adjustments, maybe roll the car backwards and forwards, make sure it's rolling freely. You could even jack up the back wheel just to give it a spin after each adjustment to make sure it's not grabbing, until you're happy with the actual handbrake lever itself and the position it sets in. If your handbrake lever's really low down and too tight, or perhaps it's already grabbing a bit, you can hear it binding, or the back disc gets really hot after a drive because it's catching, you can turn this anti-clockwise and loosen it off a bit and put a bit more slack in the cable, which will pull it off a bit at the back as well. Now, this is a basic cable adjustment. for if it's a little bit out. If your brakes are really bad, you're going to need to adjust it on the back wheel, but that's another video for another day. Most of the time, and I say 90% of the time, this will fix it on its own and get you through the MOT, or just generally get you happy with your handbrake position or where it grabs or how it grabs. So yeah, have a play with this, you know, like I say, clockwise to tighten it, anti-clockwise to loosen it, until you're happy with your handbrake basically. And I hope you found this video useful. After you've finished, you can pull your tool away, whatever you're doing it with, and basically these little legs on the side of the box go into the slot there, so like that, and the other side that just went on, and then a good pop in like that, and there we go, good as new, as they say. Anyway guys, that is how to adjust the handbrake on the Peugeot 307cc, or all Peugeot 307s. It should be pretty much the same, if not different plastics at the back, but it'll still be in the same position underneath. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, it does help me. And thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.